Welcome back, everyone, to episode 196 of the Tech Informist podcast. This is Kevin.
And Brad.
And we have got plenty of things to chit-chat with you today, because we were actually recording this on Thursday, November the 9th.
Which was Google Home Day here.
Google Home Day, yeah, the little pop-up donut shops that they've been doing in various cities. I'm still trying to understand why they chose St. Louis. It still makes no sense.
I'm so very surprised, I'm going to be honest. But I'm glad they did.
But hey, it turned out to be a very well-attended event.
Nice.
I have no idea how many total people came through or how many strange donuts that they gave away today or how many Google Home Minis they gave away
Definitely
today.
a lot.
Definitely a lot, yes. So we're going to talk about that just a little bit later, but this week was kind of a big one for Brad at the Microsoft store.
And it's not done yet, and personally, it's not done yet.
Right.
But at work, things are finally starting to, okay, this is what we have this season.
Right, because now all the new stuff's really starting to fall into the store and getting ready for the big holidays. Shopping season, new toys, new gadgets, new gaming systems, new computers, new accessories.
Yep. And, this past weekend, I did Extra Life, which essentially, if you don't know what Extra Life is, it's gamers across, I would imagine, the world, but maybe just the U.S. I don't actually know. They not get together. Some of them do, some of them don't, but we stream essentially for 24 hours, or we play games for like 24 hours, right? And we try to get people to donate money who are either enjoying the stream or just for the cause, and essentially it's for the Children's Miracle Network, I believe. And, I've never done that before, so I was like, well, yeah, I want to be a part of that. I love gaming. Like, why wouldn't I want to play games for 24 hours?
And for a good cause.
Get free food, win some stuff, and it's all for a good cause. Sign me up. Like, I'm going to do this every year for, like, the rest of my life.
And this was held at the Microsoft store where you were at.
Yep. And you can do it at home. You can do it anywhere. I do want to preface this by saying, be mindful of your own health. Don't overdo it. Don't anything like that.
So we have heard those stories.
Yeah, we've heard very terrible stories. I've actually had one of our good friends, Justin, a friend of the show, drive me up, and then I had my wife pick me up the next morning.
Because you knew you were going to be extremely
Dead tired. And actually, funny story, I thought I was going to be I was actually very tired most of the day because I couldn't sleep the night before. I was just
too excited.
Too many things running through my head.
Like, oh my God, I get to play games and do it for a good cause.
So I was like waking up every hour. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be the worst experience ever. But so what I did was I drank water the entire day until about roughly 4 a.m. Then I had a Red Bull. And I was good the rest of the time.
That's good. Just one.
Just the one. That's all the caffeine I had the entire day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Most people are sitting there like with an IV of coffee or Mountain Dew.
I know. I couldn't believe that just having the water all day long just did it for me. I outlasted pretty much everyone. I left slightly early because my wife had woke up by the cat, and she just checking on me. I was like, well, you're up. We might as well come get me. That way you don't have to deal with it later. So I just went ahead and did that. I left probably around 6. By the time I got home, I was up for 24 hours because, well, as we know, the time changed. So
fall back.
Yeah, I was definitely up for about 24 hours. So
what time did this start?
It started at 8 a.m. the day before, and it ended at 8 a.m. the day after. But essentially, we all got there. One of the coworkers I have, his mom actually donated a ton of food to the cause.
Nice.
Just for us to be able to eat and keep going. So we really appreciated that.
And what kind of food was is she on a business or something?
No, she just went out shopping.
Okay.
She was just very supportive, and she bought us a bunch of like stuff for making sandwiches. I mean, she had fresh cut tomatoes and lettuce, and normally I'm not a tomato guy, like almost ever. We actually just talked about that before the show. But they were just the ripest, crispest tomatoes. I don't know where she got them from, but they were fantastic.
Good.
I had probably about 4 or 5 sandwiches that day. They were that good. And then she also made brats, hot dogs, pasta. Like, we just had a
all that
spread
stuff
of food
for
this year.
energy and to keep you going.
Yep. And
Thankfully, she didn't bring no turkey.
Oh, good. Well, I think I had pieces of turkey here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank goodness it wasn't a Thanksgiving turkey with stuffing and the whole 9 yards. We would have been
Y'all would have been
sawing
sleeping
logs.
quick.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm getting real tired now.
But I started off playing Assassin's Creed Origins because I wanted to dive into it more. And hey, that was a perfect day to start on it. So I got a decent amount into it. I'm definitely going to buy the game. There's no way I'm going to be able to sit and finish it at work because it's just playing an hour at a time is going to drive me insane. So I've heard... And I've just heard that some rumors of Legends of Tales that the game is going to be in various locations pretty cheap on Black Friday. So maybe look into that if you're interested in the game. I actually went back and have started playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate because I have that in my backlog. And I don't really have any games that I need or want to just absolutely play. So I'm just kind of chilling with that.
So with this, did you get to choose the games that you wanted to play during this?
Any game, any system. Most of the guys brought their PC. Being as it was my first year, I wasn't really comfortable with doing that. So I didn't bring anything except my Elite controller and my headset.
Okay.
I also brought a change of clothes and stuff, which I never used, but that's beside the point. But I mean, they were kind of off doing their thing. We have giveaways every hour, which brought more people interested into the store. We ended up out of the Microsoft company. I think there was around 50 teams or so, or that we were in the top 50. We actually were in the top. I think we were ranked 7th in the company for raising money. So that was super cool.
Yeah, top 10.
And on top of that, every hour we donate, Microsoft will match. So I think that's roughly around $25 or so. But Microsoft, as you guys know, Microsoft is very big into their community and giving. And I think it's super cool that I can donate my time and they pay me for that to put towards what you call it of choice.
Yeah, your goal, your organization, charitable
organization of choice. So that is super cool. And I mean, just doing that one thing kind of set me up for like the entire year of time that we want to try to donate about 20 hours in the whole year. But I've obviously done more than that already.
Right.
Anyhow, super cool. Definitely going to do it again next year. And I also got to be a part of something that I never thought I'd be a part of, and that is a hardware launch of one of my favorite companies.
One of your favorite products.
Yeah, one of my favorite. Yeah, definitely. And that's the Xbox One X launch. So I ran the Halo tournament for it, and it's interesting. Halo, I think, brought out more people just wanting to play versus maybe people buying necessarily, which was fine because I love when the Halo guys, the community comes in. They are a fantastic bunch of people. Compared to Gears of War, which I've already said they can be toxic. I wish they could calm down a little bit, but apparently we have like nitrous running through our veins or something. But anyhow,
so it's a more aggressive.
It is, yeah. I think that's
violent game than Halo.
Yeah, sawing people in half is a little violent, I guess. But just walking into the back of house and seeing, Xboxes lined up for people to come pick them up, or maybe not pick them up, or just depending on who we had come in, we weren't really sure.
So a nice mix of Project Scorpio units and regular Xbox One X's.
Obviously, I can't give out numbers. I'd say
maybe percentages. 50,
like a 3-to-1.
3-to-1. Okay,
maybe
Scorpio to regular or regular to Scorpio.
Right. So like maybe 3 parts regular devices, 1 part Scorpio.
Obviously, the Scorpio is the most limited version of it.
Yes, and I was actually surprised that some people didn't pick them up. So yeah, that was, I mean, hey, I don't know what to say.
Well, I mean, some people work evening shifts and I'd be unable to come in at midnight to pick it up.
True, that's true. I don't know. Just knowing myself, I guess I always think of it like, well, what are you talking about? Like, of course you would go pick it up.
Because you're planning.
Because I'm already planning. Yeah, I'm planning around it. In fact, I took the day off after. No, not this time, because I have too much to do this week, and I've already taken so much time off in the past month that it's like
vacations.
Just chill out here. Yeah. But and I already took off for this weekend because my sister's getting married, by the way, so that's why I'm my personal...
Congratulations, Whitney. I know you probably never listen to this, but anyway,
in case you do in the future.
Or maybe her husband.
In case you do in the future.
Which I don't know his name, so...
Right. So, yeah, it went fantastic. We also did Forza tournament.
7?
Yep, Forza 7 tournament. We were supposed to do a big race. Not enough people turned out for that particular game. So we actually did time trials, which I was a little more a fan of. So it's the fastest around the track that you could go.
Right.
I like that more. It just, no elements are in the way except you.
Right.
And I like that.
Kind of like golf.
Right.
You're competing against the pack, but it's all up to you how you do.
Yeah, and there's no one in your way to run you over, push you away, or anything like that.
Drive like a jerk and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I did forget to mention, during Extra Life, we had a competition, whoever could speed run a particular level in Cuphead.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So you got a chance to play Cuphead now.
I didn't play because I didn't think I was allowed to win at the time. And by the time I knew I could win, I was like, there's no way I'm beating that time because that's ridiculous. I think he beat a world record that is established, but we didn't have it on video, so there's no way to verify. So it is what it is. But
was it one of those run and gun?
Yeah. It was one of the run and gun levels, and I was like, oh, that's not happening. But I will definitely get Cuphead in the future. It's got phenomenal. A lot on the plate right now.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
I'm gonna say.
It's so gorgeous.
It is
so good. But anyhow, back to the X launch. It was fantastic. I had a great time. Stayed till midnight, and we were supposed to stay open till midnight in case anyone showed up at midnight to buy it, because we didn't know exactly when we were allowed to sell.
Yeah,
I think we got that word a little bit into the day already. So I got there at like 3 p.m., stayed till like midnight. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was great.
So when did the festivities start? Roughly
5.
What time? So 5 p.m. Central Time.
Lots of Halo. Great time. Again, fantastic community. I can't say it. I love the community so much, I might actually have to get back into Halo.
And it's Halo 5 is the current version on Xbox
Yeah, and
One.
From what a couple of the pros showed up again, and from what they were saying, they weren't crazy about the multiplayer for 4, and that's when I actually had fallen off Halo a little bit. But they said 5's multiplayer is by far the best it's ever been. So
nice.
Yeah, it sounds like it's pretty solid, and well, I've got an X now, so
yeah, you can give it the full-fledged experience.
Yeah.
So speaking of your Xbox One X, what do you think so far? I mean, you've seen them in the store.
Yep.
The model that's been on display to show people.
Which there's a tech demo that was an internal tech demo that we created an app out of. It's called Insects.
The Insect, yeah.
It really, not only is it a great idea that they did this, it really helps showcase what we're trying to show people when they don't understand 4K and or HDR. Mm-hmm. It is so perfect for it, because unless you can turn those things off and on constantly, or even put like a half screen where you show half and half.
Here's 1080, here's fully maxed out resolution.
Unless
graphics.
you can do that, people aren't going to get it.
No.
So it's been very helpful in showing people at the store. Me personally, I do not have 4K yet. I've been on the record wanting one for a while. Right. I'm still wanting that LG OLED of some kind. I'm just patiently waiting. / we're also going to Alaska next year, so that might have to wait.
Right.
priorities,
Right. Trips.
However,
Travel around the world.
a lot of games are getting performance enhanced modes where I will get extra frame rates. I'm super down for that, honestly. So, which I don't know how relevant this is, but I'll just talk about it anyway. For instance, when The Witcher 3 was released, it was released with unlocked frame rates. So if you were to put a disc into the Xbox One X without any updates to it, you could run it at 60 frames a second.
Just by default.
By default.
Without installing the update.
Yep.
Okay.
The updates after locked it at 30, but they are working on the fully enhanced version for the X eventually.
Okay.
I also know that they did a Xbox One X enhanced version of Gears of War 3 and Halo 3 and a few other fantastic titles like
Titanfall 2's enhanced.
Titanfall 2. I was just talking 360 titles that you would never think no one would ever touch again.
You wouldn't think that they would do that, but it's awesome they did.
But Gears of War 3 was so polished because they almost had a full extra year than what they thought they were going to have. So they put an extra spin upon it. Is such a gorgeous game still.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anyway, so freaking quiet.
I know. That's kind of what I was telling you earlier when I was over here looking at it, and I put my ear, pretty close to it, and I'm like, I can hear that it's powered on just because I can hear like the electric. For some reason, I've always been able to pick up on like, hey,
electric signals.
A TV is muted, but I can tell a TV is on.
Yep, me too.
And that's kind of weird, like, trying to explain. But I could hear it was powered on, but I could not hear a fan. Now, granted, you weren't playing
a game or
a disc or a movie or a game, so it wasn't like getting pushed.
But even still, you can attest there are some consoles where you're just watching a video and it's just like,
oh yeah,
like constant hum.
PlayStation 3 is ridiculous. The original Fatty, it's ridiculous. It's I hate even trying to watch anything on it. Because it's obnoxious.
The original 360, I felt like that fan spun up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we've come a long way, so...
Yes, we have. And speaking of a long way, I mean, the Xbox One X, I mean, you mentioned that...
Smallest console that we have ever put out. Most powerful console ever made. I mean, it looks gorgeous. We're just looking at it.
Yeah.
And I've got the Scorpio edition, obviously. Working at the store, I had a little easier time to put in time to go pre-order it because I just would walk up to a manager, hey, can I pre-order the box? I didn't have to drive across town and make a day of it for some people.
You're already going in for
work. So, yeah.
Perks.
Yep, perks of the job.
You gotta like that. I mean, unfortunately, though, I mean, some people have had to return their Xbox One X's for, a few different reasons. And
I won't. There's a particular third party that we work with. I don't want to say the name because I don't want to downgrade them or anything.
It's like a warranty company.
What's that?
A warranty company or something?
No. A reseller.
Oh, okay.
Like, how you would go different stores to try to, let's say, pre-order the Xbox. One of those particular stores was selling Scorpios with a European plug in it. So we had a few customers come back with that. Great thing, though, the cord is the same as the S. So super easy to swap out.
Right.
But yeah, that's really the only issue that I've really seen. So,
okay.
Most of us, all of us at work, we've already put it through its kind of tests, paces, because we kept them on for a few hours to try to load up all the games and try to updates and things like that. Yeah, exactly. So,
because I know Mark, another associate at the store, Did he get like an 8 terabyte hard drive to go with it?
8 terabyte hard drive, and he was moving 2.5 terabytes to it.
Oh my God.
So you can only imagine that took a little while. I think he said it took like 2 days or something stupid.
Holy cow. And this came out on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably a day and a half, but still.
It
took some time.
Right.
But what's super cool about the Scorpio edition. I don't know if you've seen pictures, listeners. If you haven't, in person, it actually looks kind of cooler. And in my opinion, it's a very faint, like a gray, like a storm gray, and just fades into black, and then has the Scorpio logo on the front. And then the controller completely blacked out except for the Project Scorpio down the center. Like the buttons are blacked out, every single button blacked out. It's really cool.
So did you notice, I think it may be on the packaging, I think it's the packaging, not the console itself, how it has that series of numbers?
Yes. Do you know what those mean?
Yes, I do. It's the last year, or it's the last 2 digits of each year an Xbox console has been released.
Oh, okay.
So the first
now I'm going to have to go back and look at my box.
So the first numbers are 01.
Yep.
Then I think it goes 03.
Could be.
Or no, it couldn't have been because the 360 didn't come out that fast.
No, 05.
05.
01, 05, and then the
10.
Slim 10.
And then 17. Or no, not 17.
13.
13, then 17.
17.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. So you didn't know that?
I didn't.
Wow. I learned about this yesterday.
Where'd you learn about that from?
Somewhere online.
Okay, that's awesome.
I forget what it was.
I was wondering, because I'm like, there's no way they're going to number each one of these, because if I were Microsoft, I wouldn't necessarily want everyone knowing exactly how many I made.
Right.
That could upset people, or that could be like, well, wow, you made this many. Why didn't you just go like this many more, or something like that?
Right.
That's not
always a complaint.
Exactly. It's the internet.
That's what it's meant to do.
Apparently.
You know, when I saw that, I was like, that's just another one of those great little touches.
If you do want to see a few kind of cool things, I did take a few pictures on my Instagram. In fact, I still need to share the one. Oh, I forgot to mention, we had a few guys dressed up as Master Chief who came into the store for both Extra Life and the Xbox One X launch. So that was pretty cool. Shout out to, I think it's the 405th or something, cosplay guys. So
is that the same group that does the Star Wars stuff?
Different group. I think that's the 501st.
But same premise.
Same, yes.
Okay.
It's very much the same.
Awesome.
They do more of the Star Wars stuff, whereas these guys are specific in Halo.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only got Halo 1 and Halo 2 right now, and I've removed my clock capacitor out of my original Xbox that I probably talked about on a few episodes ago, and I popped in Halo 2 just to make sure that, hey, the thing was going to power back on and work, and it works. So it's all good. And now I just need to get Halo 3, and I'll eventually get a 360 probably, so then I'll get Halo 4, and then I just need to get
original
Halo 5.
360 or?
I don't know. I don't know which version of the 360 I would go for.
I mean, honestly, I think the Slim was just gorgeous. I'll show you after the show. I still have my Gears of War one, obviously.
Right.
And that won't change.
Yeah.
Eventually, when I retire my S Gears of War one, it'll probably stack up right next to it, and then inevitably they'll come out with a freaking Gears of War X edition, so I'll have to get that one.
Have to double dip and quadruple. Oh my gosh.
I love it, but I hate it.
Oh, I completely understand.
Anyway, maybe by then I'll have like a 4K TV or two.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it sounds like it was a good launch. I think overall people have been pretty pleased with it.
Very pleased with it. The people that were a little hesitant on Xbox in the beginning when we launched the original, I think have warmed up to the idea, especially with the X launch. It just has really helped us kind of get that Xbox 360 feel back. Mm-hmm. That more fun vibe of Xbox, and not the dark and gloomy bullcrap console wars garbage that I and you just absolutely hate.
Yeah. Ooh, fanboy. Either because I can't afford both systems, or
that is different. And if you were truly that way, you would really be more wanting the other systems rather than like, oh, well, I'm not getting those.
No, you know, some people, they regret their purchase. That's part of it. So they regret their one purchase and are bummed because they can't afford the one that they really want. So the one that they really want, they have to put down because they can't have it. It's unattainable.
Yeah.
Oh, she's ugly. I don't like her. But if she gave you the time of day, you'd be, okay, you some people, let's go out.
Something like that, yeah.
That's how it always goes. All right, so let's move on and talk about today's Google Home Mini donut shop experience,
which
here
I'm
in St. Louis.
very curious to hear about.
Very, yeah. All right, so it's been on my calendar for a while because I've mentioned it on the show whenever they first announced, hey, we're actually going to be going to a whole bunch of different little cities across the country, and I think one in Canada or something like that. And St. Louis, which we just happen to live in, was one of those that was selected. Still don't understand why or how we were chosen.
Where was the location that they parked?
So this was at the CIC building, 4240 building in the Cortex district, which is in fact where Microsoft is going to move their, like, not their corporate offices, but their St. Louis business offices.
Yeah, actually, we're investing heavily in the St. Louis area because we are going to start getting up into speed with places like Kansas City and Texas, and we're going to really start to potentially boom soon when it comes to tech because housing is so cheap compared to the industry standard such as San Francisco.
Oh, God. Yeah. So it was set up there because there's this big, like, open, like, congregating area. Part of it is covered. And supposedly they are able to put this pop-up shop up in, like, 5 hours, roughly. So yesterday on November the 8th is when they got it all set up and ready to go. And there was, like, a semi-truck. I think that the whole thing just fits in there.
Oh, wow.
And there's 2 doors. And the way it is, everybody lines up. This was from noon till 8 p.m. Central Time. I got there this morning at about 10:30, 10:40, roughly, because I didn't really know. And there was only about 30 to 40 people in line when I got there. I thought...
That's a decent amount of people, though, already.
Yeah, but for something where people could... You know how it is, especially like Chick-fil-A store openings or Raising Cane store openings where they give away, a meal a week for a year or something like that.
Oh,
people just get all...
That's true.
Oh, my God. The people in St. Louis just go ballistic over that. I mean, they like literally will fight over spots and stuff.
We as in them. I don't do those things.
It's like, y'all can have your food. I'm not that worried about it. Like I said, I got there 10:30, 10:40, something like that. The first person I think in line got there like around 7 this morning.
Jeez.
Like, that's dedication for a $50.
I so hope he got donuts.
No, he got one. 'Cause I knew the first person in line, they're going to give him one. I mean, whoever it is that's dropping him in the chutes in the back, because again, there's 4 different chutes, and I mean, it is set up to look just like a donut shop.
Huh.
They will wave. Okay, 2 people come into this first door over here, so there's 2 little bays, not really bays. You kind of look at it like a little voting booth, and then there's 2 in the door on the left. So 4 people can kind of go in at a time. They, as you're standing in line, they gave you a quote-unquote menu, which is a variety of different questions that you could ask the Google Home Mini. And then, it would respond or whatever. And then down the little chute, somebody would slide either a box with 2 donuts or a box with a Google Home Mini. A variety of different whatever colors that they had. So I went in and, you do the little thing. You ring the bell. The Google Home Mini lights up. And you ask its question. And I got 2 donuts. I'm like, oh. So
how many donuts did you eat? Well, I'll ask you that later.
So me being the determined, persistent person that I am, now whenever I was going through my first time, that line was ridiculous. I mean, like wrapped down, zigzagging, and back up, like almost on the Metrolinx tracks. And I was like, it's starting to get a little dangerous over there, because I'm like, man, it's just going to get crazier as the day goes on. Because more and more people start hearing about it and catching wind and knowing, and I'm like, oh my God. So at about 2 something, whatever, because I just went back over to Tech Artista and started getting some more work done and more prep for the show. I thought, I'm going to go back. It's been a couple hours. Maybe they won't recognize me. So I put on, luckily I had another like sweatshirt kind of hoodie thing in the car. So I just swapped that out and, got back in line, left my sunglasses on, went back through the line again. This time, thankfully, the line was much shorter.
So it was supposed to kind of be like a one-time, you go through the line, you're done?
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, because at the end, they ask for your email and kind of you to give them a 1 to 5 survey. If you do the Google Rewards app, kind of essentially what kind of survey they're giving you. Mm-hmm. So after that, came back and did it a second time. Again, went back in the door on the right, and I asked a different question because I talked to some other people that were walking by that I knew had won one. I thought, hey, is there like a specific question? What question did you ask? Because the question that I had asked, one of them that was on the list the first time, was what are some good St. Louis barbecue places in St. Louis? That one obviously didn't work. So the second one that I asked was something that had won for somebody else. So I thought, well, I'll ask that one. Donuts. I'm like, So I go over to IKEA, which is like right next door.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm just going to go over there, walk around, look for some possible shelves. I'm acquiring all these older video game systems, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do to organize all this stuff. And I'm texting my wife. I'm like, you want to know how unlucky I am? And she's thinking, obviously, the worst. Like, I had a car accident or something like that. She's like, oh, my God, what?
This sounds exactly like a conversation I think I would have with Sarah.
Yeah. And I said, okay, so I went back through the line again. And since, obviously, I'm celiac, so I got to watch the gluten stuff. I said, I got you 4 donuts. I have nothing. She's like, oh, that sucks. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I was kind of bummed. I was in a little way kind of PO'd. I'm like,
well, because you couldn't eat the donuts.
Right.
Not really.
I shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
It's not like that I can't. I shouldn't.
Yeah, how's that beer?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I've seen all these people are like, hey, all these people are getting these things. I'm like, and even the people that were working that, because, they hired, some girl models and stuff like that to hand out the menu things. And
I don't know how I feel about that, but
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And she said, it's like 3 out of 4 people are getting it. I'm like, so the first time, the 2 people in front of me got one, but the one person behind me got donuts too. Second time I went through, the people in front of me and the people behind me. I'm like,
dang.
So I was really kind of getting frustrated.
Yeah.
So I did that, went over to IKEA, walked around for a while, got some chicken meatballs, which chicken meatballs, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm like, not bad. And about 5:15, I thought, it's been long enough. I'm just going to go back over there and try again. Because I knew I still had time to kill, until you got off of work and everything.
Yeah, which totally forgot to tell you, but I had some things that I had to take care of after
Which
work.
was fine.
So it kind of worked out.
Yeah, thankfully the co-working space, Tegretisa, was still not far away. So I thought, all right, I'm going to go back and try again. So I had my original Tech Informist toady back on, went back in, and they went back through the line. Again, the line wasn't, it was about as long as it was the second time that I went, which, again, was much shorter than what it would have been had I got there at noon today.
Yeah.
Which, of course, the weather at noon was fantastic. It was much cooler at 2:30, 3 o'clock.
And now it is cold.
It was a lot colder at the last time.
Uh-huh.
So this is, around 6 o'clock-ish. Went back through, going through. And by now, I completely know how everything is working, running, all this stuff. Like, I don't want to go back to the right. Even though I've seen people going to the right door, still winning. No big deal. But me, mentally, no, I don't want to go to the right. So there's this one couple in there talking to this. I think he must have been a Google rep or something. And, as there was like 10 people. I'm like, okay. So 2 left, 2 right, 2 left, 2 right. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to be on the right. But these people were standing outside talking to this person. I'm like, thinking, y'all need to get in there and do your thing. And then they get in there, and I guess it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. I don't know. They couldn't do their own separate thing. They had to, he had to be there with her, and then she had to be there with him. And then they were in there talking with the guy, and I'm like, all right, seriously. And then, the guy's like, all right, I need one person to go to the right. I was like, No, I'm waiting to go to the left. And that's where I thought they're going to say, you're going to pick what door you want to... But they didn't say no. I'm like, cool. So I was like, let one of the other guys I had been talking to, was like 3 people behind me, because it was a couple behind me and then a single guy behind them. I'm like, oh, you can go ahead and go. He got donuts.
Oh, man. Oh, dang.
So then when...
so that would have been you.
It would have been me. That would have been me. I would have got donuts for a third time.
So what do you mean for a third time? What did you get this time?
So so then it came to where, those 2 people finally got their heads out of there. And they're in there taking photos. I'm like, would you come on? I'm like really getting frustrated because I'd already done this twice.
Yeah.
And I was cold. So then they said, 2 people. So I told the 2 people behind me, I'm like, you 2 can go to that one. And so I got to go to the one on the left. Rang the bell. I asked my question, and I got a charcoal Google Home Mini.
Nice.
I'm like, holla flippin' Luya. I'm like, and I know there's going to be people listening to this and go, that was so stupid. It's only $50. It's going to be $30 on Black Friday. I know. Sometimes
it's the experience, though.
It's not only the experience.
The story.
It's the story.
Yeah.
But it's like the persistence, the determination. I'm like,
yep.
Hey.
It's all of those.
Third time was a charm. And I know, maybe I don't have a life. I don't know. I'm fine with that. Because, hey, I did get what I wanted.
Yeah, and
all I gave up
made
was
the
some
day
time.
better.
I didn't have much going on today. Mm-hmm. It was like my first real day off this week, so because I had to work with my son.
I mean, if I would have had today off, I would have been right there with you.
Yeah, So anyway, I got one. Can't wait to get it home, because I did put in the Tech Informs community. I posted, I think, like some pictures that I was there, but I didn't say how my experience, the first experience, went, and I didn't say, I didn't get blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I said, listen to the episode
if you're curious.
Yeah, if you're curious what happened, now you know the answer to how my Google Home Mini experience went. So I ended up with five strange donuts and a Google Home Mini, which, if you St. Louis strange donuts, they're not cheap.
No,
they're like $3 to $4 a donut.
I mean, they're good.
They're good, but they're not cheap.
Yeah.
So 2 gooey butter, 1 s'mores, and 1 rainbow sprinkle one.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So tonight, waiting on you to get back, I actually ran into you at the gas station,
which was pretty funny because I had saw a car just like yours turn in. I'm like, now wouldn't that be funny if that was Kevin?
Yeah.
And you come walking out the door as I pull up. I'm like,
yep.
How about that?
Anyway, I had a soda. I'm like, I better not go back in there. I just bought this. I might think, he's stealing something. So I just sat out there and ate a donut because I was hungry. I was hungry again at that time because the cold weather just saps my energy and makes me hungry. And
so what you're saying is tomorrow morning might be a little rough.
Tomorrow, yeah, especially with this beer that you gave me that's not gluten-free, but the one that I'm talking about later, well, you're going to enjoy that story too. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I got it. All's well in the world now. I can sleep happy and can tell the little Google Home Mini what to do whenever I get a chance to get it set up tomorrow. Hey, let's talk a little bit of news. If you're on Twitter, you can now tweet 280 characters, and everybody can do this.
Nice.
Huzzah.
So now I can put out those nice, loving, warming tweets to the IGN, letting them know that they're loved, even though people get so mad.
Yeah. Don't let the haters ruin your day.
Haters gonna hate.
Don't let them pop your balloons. I mean, if you're curious, the way that I tested this whole 280 characters, I tweeted out the Gettysburg Address, and it only takes 6 tweets.
All right.
I thought, I just need to do that. So I used it on the Twitter web version first, and then...
For those of you who don't know, Kevin is a little bit of a history buff.
I like Abraham Lincoln. Gettysburg Address is one of the best speeches in history.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So I used it on there, and then obviously Tweetbot on Mac and Tweetbot iOS updated like the same day or the day after.
Oh man, I keep forgetting I'm just using the base Twitter app.
Yeah.
No, I'm just not one of those people anymore, I guess.
I know.
I mean, well, they introduced dark mode. You know how I feel about that.
It was a plus, yeah. So yes, now you can tweet 280 characters if you care. You can still keep your tweets short and concise, just the way that Twitter was originally intended. And hey, still no edit feature for those spelling errors that you're like, ah! And you don't feel like deleting and retweeting it again.
Yeah.
Because I've had that happen in my timeline where I'll be sitting there looking, all of a sudden a tweet just disappears. I'm like, okay. Which is so weird still. It's like, oh, that just disappeared. It is kind of odd. And another thing that came out today, another week, another iOS update.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
So this is the one with the supposed calculator bug?
I haven't tried the calculator thing yet.
Oh, is this? So this is the newer one?
This is the newest one. So this is 11.1.1. And I know one of the things they made sure to mention in this that it fixed was the fact that if you would notice on Facebook or other things people were typing, you get that nice little... if you were trying to just type the letter I, you get A, and then... open bracket, question mark, close bracket.
Yep.
You're like, that's kind of funny.
It was actually kind of thoroughly enjoying watching people try to type things out and them not maybe knowing about it.
Yeah. All right. So, the calculator issue that you had mentioned on Tech Informers Community on Facebook.
Yeah, because I don't have a iPhone to myself that when I read stories like this, I can't just pop open the calculator app and start trying things out. I have a Android.
Right.
We know this.
So the issue was for example, if you open up your iPhone and you just quickly type 1 + 2 + 3, it's supposed to give you 6.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
It is not fixed. It's still giving you 24 because it registers...
So don't type quickly.
Right. Because it registers the 2. It gets the 1 + 2. Fine. 1 + 2. Then you go to hit the plus sign again. For some reason, there's a delay on...
The plus.
The plus.
Interesting. So you're kind of getting 23.
Right. You get 1 + 23, which gives you 24.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So that is not fixed on 11.1.1.
Okay.
And I am still seeing issues when trying to delete good numbers of emails at the same time.
Which app are you using?
Just the default mail app.
So
I might have to switch.
Soul.
So I might have to switch back to
Outlook,
Spark, or Outlook. Outlook's a solid mail app.
It's fantastic. I personally love it.
Yeah, I do too. But I thought, I'll just try to keep using the default services on iOS and see what happens. So I might have to switch back to Outlook because that's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Like I want to delete stuff, I should be able to delete stuff, but I can't. Come on, Apple. I guess that'll be next week's update. So I know iOS 11.2 beta is still in testing and stuff.
So what are we going to call this one? Calcgate?
Who knows? It's just...
I'm just poking at
it's
the
just
bear.
a big joke now. It is.
I mean it warmingly. I don't mean it toxically.
It's like iOS 11 is just this big joke right now because there's been so many issues, even though it had so much time for beta testing and all that.
I don't think that was a word that I just used, but we're going to roll with it.
Sure. Sounds good to
all
me.
Right.
Because, hey, it's getting late. It's 10 o'clock on a Thursday night, and we're sitting here recording. It's really different.
Having a very high gravity beer, so
yeah, it's definitely
might be affecting.
It's okay. It's okay. We're good. Niantic, everybody's favorite developer of Ingress and Pokemon Go. For all you Harry Potter's fans.
Ooh, pick me.
Yeah. But I shouldn't have said Harry Potters like he's got twins or doppelgangers. Yeah. Harry Potter. They were coming out with a new app that's supposed to be coming out in 2018 called Wizards Unite. This sounds pretty cool. I mean, especially for Harry Potter fans.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm
curious to see how this is actually going to work, how they're going to incorporate this.
Yeah, that's going to be the most interesting thing, because this would be the last game I would think of.
Yeah.
Or, well, near to last, when you're thinking of like an AR game. But who knows? Maybe they'll prove me wrong.
So according to the Niantic announcement, they're incredibly excited to announce the next step in the evolution of AR mobile entertainment with Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Players that have been dreaming of becoming real-life wizards will finally get the chance to experience J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World. Players will learn spells, explore their real-world neighborhoods and cities to discover and fight legendary beasts, and team up with others to take down powerful enemies. Sounds cool.
Apparently, I did not know that they were going to partner with Warner Brothers Interactive, which also has made the Mad Max games and the latest Shadow of War game. So, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Nice team.
I think so. I would love to see another Mad Max game. Please, 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 please.
That would be cool. Maybe another Mad Max
The first
movie.
one was decent. Decent enough to play and enjoy. If they made a second one, I feel like it would just be lights out. Just fantastic.
Take everything that you learned from the first one and fix it.
Maybe incorporate a little Shadow of War Nemesis system.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. All right. I know you're a big Disney fan.
Who, me?
And I think the majority of people out there, I kind of hope, enjoy fireworks and Disney. So, Disney, fireworks. I mean, Disney, obviously, if you go to Disney World, Disneyland.
Fireworks pretty much every night.
Right. And
Unless
that's one of the big
it's like
things.
thunderstorms or high winds.
Right. It's one of the big things. You go to Disney World or Disneyland and you stay for the evening fireworks festivities, which, like Brad said, is pretty much a nightly thing. So a segment of Disney called Disney Research has created a fireworks display that you can feel with your hands.
Now, what does that even mean?
So for those people that are visually impaired, fireworks displays really don't mean as much to those that can see them.
That's true.
So that's kind of a downer when you think about it. Sure,
Yeah.
they can feel the vibrations from the boom and stuff like that, but then they can hear the crackle and the sizzle and so like, yeah, sounds great. I can kind of tell there's like bright something. I can tell light's changing. That's kind of the extent of it. So what they have done is they are using haptic feedback to aid the blind or people with low vision. And it uses these little like water jets that spray this latex screen that's roughly 3 by 3 feet. And so there's a projector in the front and a series of water jets in the back. And a basic Arduino computer controls the spray characteristic of the jets, which is going to simulate. So people that can see are going to see the fireworks and also feel the fireworks. But people who can't see would be able to just simply feel what it would be like seeing. So all the individual particles of colorful fireworks and stuff like that. Now, of course, this isn't something that they'll probably roll out at theme parks and things like that, but it's just neat to see that the technology is existing and possibly giving opportunities to
Well, if
those.
there's anything that I've learned just at the short time I've been at Microsoft, it's when you are inclusive with everyone in and around, like your personal area and space and everything, you get a lot more, maybe not only business, but fans.
Yeah, a lot of goodwill.
Yeah. Yes.
Goes out to those companies that try to, like you said, be more inclusive for everybody.
Yeah, and I really, that's one of the reasons why I really like Microsoft, because yeah, you can poke fun at the way they may name things, and you may poke fun at, some other Office whatevers or Windows this or that, but at the end of the day, when we have those give opportunities or they do something that's helping, people that are blind or of need or anything like that, It's kind of hard to, put them down for that.
Yeah, I mean, if a company's valued at roughly $650 billion, there's really no reason why they shouldn't be charitable.
Agreed. There are some companies that maybe could do a little more.
Right. But there's always companies that can do more.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I was thinking about this the other day with Apple releasing the Series 3 Apple Watch. Mm-hmm. Well, they just basically killed off the Series 2 and kept the Series 1, which is, I have a Series 1. So why wouldn't they, other than money, wanting to make more money, why wouldn't they kill off Series 1 and allow everybody to have the opportunity to have a waterproof Apple Watch? I know, that's kind of what I thought once it dawned on me. I'm like, oh, wait a second. So Apple did this? Like, kept the Series 1?
I wouldn't have kept Series 1.
No. God, Series 2, you put all that into developing the water resistance, and you're going to keep a non-waterproof model.
Guess they might not have went through as many ones as they did 2.
I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating once that dawned on me. I'm like, that's so stupid. But that's neither here nor there. It's still frustrating, and I don't like it. That could be a rant of the week kind of thing, but I'm not going to let it be. I still enjoy my Series 1, which is much better with WatchOS 4.0.
Oh, good.
4.0 or 4.1. It's running a lot smoother.
And last but not least, something that I kind of knew about, but I really didn't want to talk about just yet because we didn't know what was going to happen, and for obvious reasons. But the T-Mobile and Sprint merger is kind of not really going to be a thing now.
Weddings canceled.
But yeah, we were, for, again, obvious reasons, a little concerned about this because I really didn't know what that meant for me personally.
All right.
But now, SoftBank has kind of just decided, well, we're not getting rid of our name. T-Mobile is not going to get rid of their name, which, from what I understand, was kind of part of the hang-up as to why.
It's like, how do you merge
the two
companies and still try to keep brand recognition and familiarity, because then it just becomes a confusing clusterfuck. I'm just going to put that bluntly.
Yes, because T-Mobile's SoftBank Sprint has such a nice ring to it.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yes, it does. So basically what I've heard is that SoftBank is now just going to invest more money
heavily into Sprint.
Up to 85% or more than 85% ownership into the Sprint name.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
Which, we were just in Kansas City, and that's where Sprint is based.
Corporate headquarters.
Yeah, corporate headquarters. So it's just kind of odd. I don't know. It's just, this had been talked about for so long.
Yeah.
And
constant rumors of always.
They've dated for a while, they broke up, and then they started dating again, and they got engaged, and now the wedding's just off.
Yeah.
It's like the wedding episode. It's kind of interesting, but anyway, apparently it's not gonna happen, so they're just gonna continue on doing what they're gonna do, and I guess we'll see if maybe they'll start dating again, or if Sprint will look to do a merger with another one of the other two companies. I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
No, because no, that won't happen. Just no.
just no. So,
and lastly, Nintendo Switch is getting its first streaming app.
Yeah,
via Hulu.
I know, Hulu of all streaming services, Hulu's the first.
Netflix will be sure to follow quickly.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Yeah, from what I understand, the app is done. It's just waiting on like final approval or something. And I'd heard that a couple weeks ago.
Now this is just me thinking marketing-wise, but I would imagine that they would have wanted Netflix first, and Netflix would have wanted to be first because, well, both companies use Red quite a bit.
Right. Netflix is obviously the bigger subscriber base than Hulu.
Yeah.
Even if you count free Hulu users, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
But, we have both. I enjoy Netflix. I enjoy Hulu. That's one reason why we don't have to worry about having a cable package. Because
when you have Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix, well, I mean, what?
Yeah,
what do
you can
need?
pretty much catch almost anything you need.
Other than HBO Go, which we just recently got. But.
Yeah, you can get that for an extra $10 a month. You're still paying less.
Yep.
Satellite or cable.
Yep.
Works for us. So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to install that, because I thought about bringing my Switch with me today, but I'm like, nah, it's just too big, too bulky. I didn't want to.
Really?
I didn't want to keep that with me.
Oh, okay.
While I'm standing in line for.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to bother with that. I'm not there with other gamers. I'm there with just people from all walks of life who knows what.
Yeah.
So it was still good. So I'm looking forward to installing the app. And if you do have a Nintendo Switch and you do not have a Hulu subscription, you are able to get 1 month free to try it out.
Nice.
And if you would like to help show Nintendo that, yeah, hey, we really want services like this, go ahead and
sign in.
Go ahead and download it anyway.
Yeah.
Download it, whether you're just using it for the free stuff. Use it, because it shows them, hey, there's a demand.
Yep.
And one of the things that's been nice is the fact that 2K Games, released 2K18 NBA, and they've been very happy with sales of NBA 2K18 on the Switch.
Yeah, it sounds like Ubisoft and I think Bethesda are still going to keep making games and putting games out.
Yeah, Bethesda pretty much bought in early. Ubisoft, like you said, Mario versus Rabbids or whatever. EA, they're on my naughty list for Christmas this season. Just because all they've put out really is like FIFA. Yeah. And it was kind of a stripped down version of FIFA 18. So that's kind of got some people pissed off. They're saying they're quote unquote like taking a wait and see approach. They're still not bought into the Switch success. Selling like hotcakes.
Yeah. That's strange to me. I don't know.
It's been a while since Nintendo and EA has really had a good relationship, because sales of EA games on like the Wii and the Wii U were not good.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's why
probably same with Activision too, honestly. But I don't know. I think it's a winner. Yeah,
the Switch is a different system. Than the prior two.
Yeah, it's next on the list, by the way.
Yeah, you don't have all the little, I hate to say gimmicks, but like with the Wiimote and the Wiimote Plus and stuff like that. It's totally different. Joy-Cons, totally different. So, yeah. If you're looking for a Switch, they're not doing any Black Friday sales on the Switch.
Bundles?
Hardware.
Any bundles? Like games-wise?
Not that I'm really seeing that.
Because if they bundled a game and like a game was a certain % off, that would be cool. Yeah, or maybe special colors for the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, it's going to be up to individual stores probably.
Still got my fingers crossed on gold.
Yeah.
Might have to just buy gold on Amazon or wherever that one shop
buy those
is.
replacement.
Yeah. Apparently they're not that
pieces.
hard. I would imagine I've taken
just undo some screws and stuff. And
I've taken a 360 apart and fixed Red Ring of Death of like 5 times, so Joy-Con should be a piece of cake.
Yeah, it should be a walk in the park. All right. Time for app entertainment and hardware picks. And I got a couple things here.
So tell us about
a couple
that
movies.
Ragnarok that you saw.
So Thor Ragnarok, fantastic. A much different direction than, if you kind of watched the first and second Thors. Like, these were a little bit slow. Kind of slow, more action, not really entertaining dialogue. Well, the director of Thor Ragnarok wanted to kind of do this. He gave the actors such as Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo and other cast members a little bit more liberty to ad-lib and improvise their lines and things like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the result is a hilarious film. You've seen the trailer where Thor's been captured. He's in the arena and he realizes he's getting ready to fight the grand champion Hulk.
Yeah.
And he's like,
oh, I know
all
him.
excited. I know him from work. We're friends from work is the actual line. And it's so funny, the interactions between them.
It's funny, as much shit as I give Marvel. I am kind of a little more interested when they do the funny things. So I'm interested.
I mean, that's what makes Guardians so great.
And
See, I know you're not. Have you seen?
I'm like the only
yet?
person in the world that has not quite invested in Guardians the way other people are. I haven't seen the second one yet.
You need to see the second one. I mean, the first was great.
I will.
The second one was even better.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better because I wasn't crazy about the first one.
I don't know why not.
I wanted to love it so hard.
Baby Groot is so adorable in the second one.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Anyway, Thor Ragnarok. If you haven't seen it and you think you're going to want to see it, don't miss it in theaters.
Nice.
It's phenomenal. Wonderful. Next up is a movie that's on, I know for sure it's on Amazon Prime, and it's called Parkland. It's from 2013, and Parkland is the hospital in Dallas, Texas, where John F. Kennedy and Lee Harvey Oswald both died in. And so the whole premise of this is to kind of follow kind of what happened from the time that Kennedy was assassinated to trying to save him and some of the stuff that's going on. Abraham Zapruder, the whole, his is the most famous video capture of the assassination and the emotional toll it took on him and different things like that. Fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough. Billy Bob Thornton is in it. He plays one of the veteran Secret Service members.
Really like him.
Yes. Paul Giamatti plays Abraham Zapruder. I think her name is Bitsy Talak. You might know her best as Nick's girlfriend on Grimm from NBC, the red-haired gal. She plays Zapruder's assistant. Now, here was the biggest casting surprise. Zac Efron plays the doctor, which the doctor's name is
weird.
Dr. Charles. His kind of name that he went by was Jim. So Dr. Jim Carrico, who's like the main doctor resident that tried to save Kennedy and ended up trying to save Oswald.
Weird.
I know. Once I saw him, like, that's not Zac Efron. That is Zac Efron. What is he doing in a film like this?
Well, he's probably trying to expand.
I guess, but this was 4 years ago.
Whoa. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Again, it's like, what? But if you like...
Mind equal blown.
Yeah. But again, as somebody that loves history like myself, it was very enjoyable. And a funny thing, too, about finding out about this film and the fact that I was just in Kansas City and we were watching some stuff on National Geographic, because, well, we don't have that station. They were showing a lot of stuff about Kennedy assassination and things like that. What happened to the first bullet that Oswald missed when Kennedy was at his closest, the most easiest shot.
Yeah.
He missed. I think they kind of came up with the conclusion that he hit the stoplight, the traffic signal.
Really?
And that deflected the bullet, or redirected. I wouldn't say deflected. It redirected it where it hit the concrete further away, where there was the guy that was viewing the procession got hit with pieces of concrete that had busted up off the sidewalk where the bullet redirected and hit. So that's kind of what the conclusion that they came up with on that. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked at a bunch of different people's video footage, because there was other footage from the recreation that the Secret Service did, and they noticed from two different angles that there was a bullet hole, what looked like a bullet hole, in the lower right panel of one of the traffic signals. That looks like that's where...
Interesting.
That's about the area that Kennedy was moving underneath the traffic signal from Oswald's vantage point on the 6th floor window of the school book depository.
Yeah.
See, throw that out there. But anyway, great film, just simply called Parkland. And it was very interesting.
So you have a game in here.
Well, it's not really like a game that I've played yet. It's just a game that's selling very, well. I mean, we expected it was going to sell well, but maybe not to this point.
Because they're returning to their roots, as it were.
Yes. So Call of Duty World War II scored over $500 million on opening weekend.
Not too surprised, because Call of Duty is very big. Obviously, you've got a lot of people who are, I guess, patriotic, that kind of like seeing that side of the coin, and where maybe the lengths that they might have to go to win that freedom.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also I believe this game's done by Sledgehammer, which took over Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward used to be the people who are now Respawn Entertainment, which is Titanfall.
Which there was also some Respawn Entertainment news that came out today, too.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll mention that in a minute.
So where I was going with this is Sledgehammer did... was it Infinite War or something? I don't remember. Advanced
there's
Warfare?
the different flip-flops between years, where Activision does this one.
It's Sledgehammer.
Or no, Infinity Ward does this one. Sledgehammer, whatever, does. So they kind of rotate.
And then there's
three different developers. Yeah,
I'm missing
the third one.
Treyarch,
yes.
Yeah. So they flip flop. That's it goes in a cycle of 3, and one of them, it was either Advanced or Infinity. Either way, they're wanting to do a second one, and I guess this kind of took precedent. So maybe they might not get to do that second game that they're wanting to do.
At least not next up, maybe.
Yeah, because this is the way this is selling. They might go back to World War whatever for a little bit.
So this title supposedly has sold twice as many units as launch as last year.
I believe that, because last year it had a lot of hate.
Yeah. And has the highest total connected users on current generation consoles and PC, and it set a PlayStation 4 day one record for digital full game sales.
Wow.
So,
well, Call of Duty's that juggernaut that hasn't been stopped yet.
Yeah, I mean it's always one of, if not the best-selling games
of the
every year.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's no surprise that it sold well. It's just that, hey, man, it sold well, and the game is actually pretty good.
Another funny fact, in the United States, Grand Theft Auto 5 is the best-selling game ever. That's crazy.
Yeah,
85 million units have been shipped.
Yeah, I think it just took over Wii Sports.
Yep. That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you figure the people that may have purchased it on the Xbox 360, then they stepped up to the Xbox One or PS3 to PS4. You've got it on PC. It's on all...
I bought it for the 360 and for my One.
Right. So people double dipping.
Yep.
Maybe triple dipping if they got it for PC, 3 different platforms. Yep. It's a fantastic game, too. So definitely no shame in their game. It's good. It's good. The thing about... Respawn, EA purchased them today.
Whoa, I missed that.
Yeah, this
in my shuffle of things I had to do.
This came out in the news today. Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
This is news to me.
So they decided not to renew with another development company, so they let it go. And there was the South Korean company, I think, that did the Titanfall game on mobile. They put in the first offer for Respawn, and EA had 30 days to match or beat.
Exceed.
Yeah, so they went ahead and did that and picked them up.
Well, yeah, EA does not want to lose that.
No,
because that is, I mean, it does not have the player base that it should, but it is so polished and one of the better first-person shooter experiences out there right now, I think.
It's going to be on like a ridiculous sale for Black Friday, like $13.
Please grab it. It is so good.
Yeah.
I still have to finish the campaign. I'm guilty as charged,
Yeah, I haven't finished the campaign. I just have always just played the multiplayer.
Just started getting good for me where I'm at the campaign, and that's where you're supposed to wait till you kind of make a call.
Yeah.
But I need to get back to playing that.
I would like to see what the Xbox One X enhanced version looks like, because it looks great on just regular Xbox.
Oh yeah,
One.
it looks fine. Great, but
imagine looking like what PC gamers have been able to experience with higher def graphics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
And this next pick, I don't think I ever would have thought would ever be a thing.
Right. Yeah, for those of you that may still play Words with Friends, it's been a long time since I've had it installed on one of my devices. Words with Friends 2 is now available for free on iOS and Android.
That is so
I believe.
weird.
Yeah. And again, another funny thing, we played Bananagrams in Kansas City with my daughter, her boyfriend, and his sisters and mom one night. So I just played it a couple times. I'd never played it before, but yeah, it's kind of like Words with Friends. Only, you don't get points. So Words with Friends is more like Scrabble.
I was gonna say, I'm imagining a trailer for Words with Friends 2 in a world.
Yeah, a world with letters.
Where words. Scrabble is for kids.
Exactly. Anyway, Words with Friends 2 is available. It's made some bigger changes, but it's still familiar to pretty much everybody. It's not too much of a difference. So, if you're still playing Words with Friends 1, go ahead and step up to 2 and invite everybody else that you're playing with on 1 to 2.
Might as well.
Yeah.
It's got a number in it. Must be better.
Oh, yeah. That's how it goes, right? Black Ops 3, anybody? Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
So we're going to actually let you do the beer pick this week.
Yeah. So it's time for this week's beer pick of the week. Again, celiac disease.
A little more complicated. A little
gluten. Yeah.
Yeah, gluten makes your tummy do the funny things.
Yeah.
You gotta
tummy gurgles.
Yeah, you gotta maybe take a little extra time in the bathroom sometimes.
Yeah.
It sucks. If I
Literally.
had that, yeah. If I had that, I just would ask the doctor, all right, doc, how long do I've got?
Right. Yeah. It's not like it's something that I presume to be, fatal. You hear the word disease, you think, oh, sure. My God. Well, no. It's not that.
Right.
Just, it can do some damage.
In extreme cases, it can do damage.
It can shorten my life, obviously, or shorten, maybe not necessarily shorten my life, shorten my quality of life.
Yeah.
Because it infects and inflames your small intestine.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem because your body can't absorb the nutrients properly.
Therefore, you're not getting the nutrients that your body desperately needs.
Right. So, I found one, and I've been doing some online research. I've been asking different people, and I found Stone Delicious IPA. That seemed to be the one that always kept popping back up frequently. A friend of the show, Justin, had actually checked it in on Untapped and had forgot he had done so.
But what do you think?
He remembered that it was good. He gave it a 3.5.
I'm going to check while you're telling me your experience of it.
So,
because I know I've had it.
Again, went to Kansas City. My daughter knows the whole gluten thing, and she found Stone Delicious IPA out in Kansas City. So she bought a 6-pack. And I had 2 one night. Next morning, no problems. I'm like, hallelujah. I now have a fantastic go-to beer because I've always liked IPAs.
Oh, man, I haven't checked it in.
Yeah.
I know this beer is good.
So, it's good. It's not like most people, when they think IPA, they're like, their face kind of puckers up.
Which is funny because the International Bittering Unit, or IBU, is 80, which is pretty extreme, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I don't think it's really that extreme.
I think it's after you get past 70, I almost feel like you go backwards.
it kind of starts going the other direction.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm half joking, but
the 7.7 ABV does kind of sneak up on you. Yeah. I had 2, And when I mentioned to her, I'm like, oh yeah, it's 7.7 ABV. She's like, so you saying you shouldn't have drove last night? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I was good. No problem. Even though I really hadn't drank much.
Look, just because we don't drink light fizzy lagers that are 3.2.
You're going to upset some people. So this is by Stone Brewing, and I'm just very grateful that they took the time to create this beer, which was brewed specifically for people like me to be more accessible and enjoyable by a wider group of people.
Yeah, that is, I would imagine, a difficult feat because, I mean, making a beer, usually lots of gluten. It's just, it's liquid bread, essentially.
It's one of the main ingredients.
Yeah. So that's fascinating.
Yeah, I was just very happy that they use, what was it, some lemon drop and El Dorado hops that provide plenty of fruity citrus character and a burst of hop zing that sings on the palate. Yeah, it's great.
I could have swore I had this. Now I got to go have it.
Yep. Thank you, Stone Brewing. I had one last night, even though knowing I was getting ready to go do what I went and did today. Mm-hmm. And I was fine. No problems. I'm like, hallelujah, again. Happy.
That's a good feeling.
It is. Just this whole switch in my diet has made me so much more relaxed and everything.
That's good.
That's great.
That's good.
So if you're like having tummy trouble, or you typically need to use the restroom a little more often than you really feel like you should be, just go get that simple blood test. So check me for celiacs, and then just eat. Basically, it just boils down to eating better.
Well, and I don't know, for those of you who are still listening and don't know, there's that keto diet, which is very, I would say, celiac friendly because you're really not supposed to have carbs. You're supposed to limit your carb intake if you are, you can essentially eat a carb-free diet and, kind of eat that keto diet, which is essentially a high fat, high something else, but low carb, low sugar, all that. But yeah, it seems interesting. It's not quite Atkins because you still have to limit your protein. You don't want to eat too much because you'll kind of mess your tummy up too doing that way. But yeah, it's interesting.
It's kind of that fine line. I mean, I'm down probably 12 to 13 pounds, and obviously that's just a little over a month. So I just need to keep up and not take people's offerings of these specialty beers. And
I'm a bad influence.
So I had a little bit of gluten today. But again, it's like if I keep abusing my system with gluten, that's really the biggest problem.
So the occasional
little bits here and there. I'm not on that extreme.
And see, that's good because the Justin Scard, the internet Justin, as I call him, because I have another Justin that's, real life Justin, friend of the show, Justin. But he also has celiac disease. So it's just interesting to me to see the various forms that it takes. Because when he hits it, it hits him hard. So
I'm kind of lucky in that.
Yeah.
That it might just bother me for 15, 20 minutes and then I'm good. And also, whenever we were at Kansas City, we ate dinner at Leinenkugel's.
Oh.
So they've got a restaurant there in the Power and Light District.
Yeah.
And I had the just American cheeseburger with gluten-free bun. Best gluten-free bun I've had yet. It was fantastic. I even asked the manager on duty, I'm like, where do you guys source these buns from? And he said, U.S. Foods. And he kind of went into the whole, how the chefs in the back, whenever food comes in from U.S. Foods, they make sure, dates and stuff. He's like, these companies will try to pull stuff over on you. Like, we're pretty strict on the stuff that comes in. Like, it was a fantastic bun.
Well, and the other thing, too, especially with people who are very sensitive in their celiac, you have to really worry about that cross-contamination.
Yes, that's the big thing.
Yeah, so, you're in a place where you make a bunch of regular food and then you just try to... Disney's usually really good about this. If you have a allergy of any kind, they will, kind of lock down an area, specifically make your food, push it out, and then start things back up.
It's like if you got to be really extreme and vigilant with your diet, My nutritionalist, who I met with a week or so ago, she mentioned, just call ahead and ask if they use separate fryers for like things like chicken nuggets or onion rings versus fries.
Didn't even consider
let them know that you're coming in, and so they can do what you just said by make sure that certain sections going to be kind of quarantined.
Yep. Didn't even consider that.
Chick-fil-A has gluten-free buns available for like $1. Lion's Choice, I think we've mentioned before, has a specific gluten-free bun you can get that, they both come sealed and you have to put your sandwich together. Chick-fil-A also has these grilled chicken nuggets that are phenomenal. They're really great. Yeah.
Huh.
So I've had those. I'm learning a lot about what food's really out there. And
I mean, I'm basically like a trash boy. I'll eat anything. So I'll just go try those.
They're good. I mean, obviously they're healthier for you because they're grilled.
Yeah.
And they got really great flavor.
Interesting.
So, anyway, this is not the medical informist. This is the tech informist. So we hope that our medical discussion hasn't
scared you away yet?
Scared you away. Yeah.
Well, we're almost done, so.
We are pretty much done. So that's pretty much all I've got. I don't know about you. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Another sister's getting married. Got one more to go, so.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah,
now,
who knows?
Because the other sister has graduated, right?
High school.
Okay, so she's out of high school.
Yeah, so I've got the one, she went to college, did the college thing, she got married, she's got a kid now. Super weird still to me, but that's just me getting used to life.
Right.
Another one getting married, still really weird. So this is actually my full-blooded sister,
right.
My only full-blooded sister. She's getting married this weekend, so it's, I don't want to say a little more special, but I mean, it's different. Related one-to-one. I'm the most related to her than anyone else on the planet, pretty much. So in some ways, I guess a little special. But then I have my youngest sister, who is my half sister, still kind of doing the college thing. So she's still
feeling her way through the world.
Yeah, feeling her way through the world, trying to figure out what exactly it is she does like in a person. So yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. Again, you can always keep up with Brad on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where everything...
I live and breathe pictures, so...
Yeah, that's cool. I do like it. I don't open my Instagram app as much as I really
I think
would
I
like
open
to.
it more than anything else right now.
Yeah.
So,
and again, join us over in that Tech Informers community.
Yeah,
It's
we've
fun.
had a few more people join in, and we've had some great discussions. It was great that I could kind of shoot that, oh, hey, can somebody check out this calculator thing, because I don't have iOS to check it out.
Right.
And Mark instantly was like, oh yeah, it's blown out of proportion. If you type a little slower, it's fine. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
and that is true.
Well, that's good to know. Because again, when you hear something from a news source, you should always maybe fact check it a little bit, just to check it. I think there was a thing about Louis C.K. today. I'm not going to go into it.
Oh,
but
God.
Yeah.
No, this is definitely not that
So,
show.
consider yourself informed.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So that does it. Again, join us, Tech Informers community on Facebook group. Free to join.
Yep.
Have some fun.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Let's chit-chat. And until then, have a fantastic weekend, everybody. And until then, consider yourself informed. I'm going home, going to bed. I'm out.
Deuces.